Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm coming at you with a customs loot video. It's a certain pathing that I've been taking during this early wipe phase, and also sorry I haven't been posting recently as of wipe. I just been so busy with Christmas, family, and stuff like that. I'm hopefully gonna get back more on the grind of the YouTube videos and so on and so forth. Anyway, guys, this video I have for you today is gonna be showing you guys how to make buco bucks on customs. I'm talking minimum 300k rubles upwards to 500 to 6k rubles. It is very good and not to be shrugged at. I'm telling you, I've minimum run 300k. You're gonna get out of here. During this video, I'm going to show you every nook and cranny to look in, every stash on the way towards spawn and to extract. At the very end, I'm going to be painting a picture on a map for you guys of how you need to get out of certain weird spawns that you may spawn at, that to get over to those certain areas, and how to get over there and then extract as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please let me know in the comments down below if you like this and you'd like me to do more of these informative kind of videos. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. So from this spawn, I'm going to show you how you would take this loot pathing and what you would be looking for in the areas of loot that you're going to hit. I'm pretty much going to go through every single loot area that spawns what and where you should look in this loot pathing to make the maximized profit while doing this. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. So if you're spawned from right over there, there is a stash on the way right here that you can hit. You're going to want to make your way towards USEC and the ZB11 area. When you're doing that though, I would definitely be careful of possible guys that will spawn either around here, or there will be guys that could spawn inside this area already. So when you're making your way down here, just take note of that and make sure you're not running into any guys. You can also loot right here. There's a bag. You can go inside this crate, the toolbox, weapons parts. Once you do that, I would check here real quick. One thing to take note of, I'd look at these windows. It's unlikely that people are in there. There is a spawn in that building, but it's kind of unlikely. I haven't seen it too often. But keep an eye out for that. Sweep the left. There's a stash right here that you can hit. After that, I'd make my way here. And once you get right about here, you have about two options. You can either go to the ZB11 building right there or head straight to USEC. I think there's a little bit better loot in USEC, so I would typically make my way straight here. Keep an eye out on your left in case those boys that spawn in the middle, because there are people that will spawn right inside there sometimes, and they could be looting the ZB11 building. It's very common, so keep an eye out on your left right there. I'd go in, check upstairs real quick, shut the door. You can either go up these stairs and start looting this side of the building, but I kind of like going to the green room or computer side. But while I'm doing that, keep sweeping, make sure no one's in here, make sure these doors are shut. Even if the doors are shut, play like there are possible threats, possible players here. Sweep this out, and this spawn right here at the computer, always check this floor. I found GPUs, Tetrises, really good high tier loot spawns there. You got computers you can loot, bag, toolboxes that you can easily loot, med box, brown crate you can hit up, a little jacket you can hit up in here, another bag you can loot, a jacket. Sometimes food and stuff will spawn on this floor over here. That's pretty much it for this room. Then you're going to want to make your way up this side. Open this up. What I would do initially is I would make sure this door's closed, and maybe even like check the stairwell real quick. I'd close this since it's not metal staircase. It's pretty easy to creep up that. And personally, I left that door open, but I would close every door you go in at this place. So if there are people, they're not already, they might just run into you blindly and not be hearing you already, and then that's an easy kill. Anyway, in here, stuff can spawn on the couch, food on this table, two jackets you can hit. So weapons crate in here, stuff can be on these shelves. I found water filters and stuff on the floor right here before. Weapon parts typically spawn right here. After you do that, make your way into this bathroom. food can spawn on this a lot of the times. I've seen Rolexes sometimes on this mannequin. It's gold chains in this back corner. So always check that. As well as food and other random items can spawn on these shelves right here. So once you've done that, you can pretty much have looted the basis of USEC. You can loot down here as well. This is probably like one more spot I would hit inside USEC. These shelves, this cabinet area. You can definitely hit that for loot as well. But after that, I would definitely make my way out this building. Check corners. Make my way over to the ZB11 building, see if that's been hit. And there is a stash right here that you can loot. It's very nice. Found a GPU in that one before. Got this crate down here as well to the right. Random stuff can spawn there as well. I found meds on top of these crates before. There's a little grenades case that can hold stuff. Come up here. Got 2 jackets you can hit up. Weapons crate. 2 computers. A little toolbox. There's another toolbox right there. After that, I would make my way towards here. There is a stash. You can run and hit that if you want in that corner. I'll pretty much make my way this way. I would head factory door right here, because factory is definitely something you want to loot as well. And it is raining. Cool. Anyway, so you would want to loot this scav right here. Toolbox. Up here, legend has it that you can find a red rebel in this box, so always check that. I've never gotten it, but I believe it is a possible spawn for one, so that's pretty cool. So then I would run here, I would check this crate, and then after this I would loot tech van. And once you've hit all these buildings, especially with that spawn, that's a pretty good spawn that I showed you from the rip. You're pretty full. Possible flash drive spawn here. Check the computers. Flash drive is always good for early wipe. But yeah, once you hit these buildings, I mean, you're pretty loaded up on stuff. At this point, you're pretty much min-maxing like what you want to carry, and possibly at this early of the wipe, maybe even overweight. So you might want to take in a mule while you're doing this for sure. Pop this. I typically run right down to the right real quick so I have more cover in this ditch. So when you get here, there is a stash that you probably are going to want to hit right here. I'm also going to link a map in the description of like where all the stashes are and stuff like that, so that will definitely help out. Stashes kind of take time to just know where they are. Anyway, after hitting that stash, I'd probably path up here on Train Bridge, get a little bit of high ground. I wouldn't be running too much around here either. There's definitely possible players at this point in time around power and old gas. Let's be very careful. And I would definitely ADS and kind of check this area up here, back of gas. Just kind of give it a good look. After that, I would go this way. I would make my way into the power. Check up here. Always like get a quick look up there. Dudes could be camping up there. You can loot in here. Not bad, not too bad of stuff. Weapons, crate. Main point of going to this building isn't necessarily for the loot, but mostly just to get the power on, which you do need the factory key to use ZB13. So I don't know how much that's going for at this point in the time of wipe. It is early. It could be kind of pricey, but a factory key is necessary, obviously, if you are trying to go power room. So you can go down here, some decent stuff. Okay. Some decent stuff right here. Bag, crate. I found gold chains in the corner right there. You got a med case or a med box right here. It's pretty much everything down here. You're gonna want to make your way back out. Always be careful at this point in time if you made it over here. By the time you've looted all this and made it here, just be careful. Guys definitely could be over here. Be careful of this fence line too, because guys could shoot you over. So when you're checking this again, because you should always check this before you just blindly hop over, I would make sure you have an eye on that, or if you have a buddy, keep an eye on that while you check. Gas side, you can go into gas and loot that if you'd like. But like I said, at this point, you're pretty heavy, and you might even kill like 1 or 2 players at this point, so you got their crap on you too. It gets pretty challenging. I mean, you're really min-maxing. Giving tree, some crazy stuff can spawn here. Got a med box, or med whatever. You got a stash right there in that corner you can hit up. After that, you're going to want to make your way out the back door. Drop a big left turn right here. I run all the way to this sign. You could cut to Fortress right there. I prefer not to. I feel like it's a little bit safer if I go all this way. You're gonna want to regain stam. Maybe while you're doing that, you can peek. Kind of see, just kind of jiggle around, check out Fortress. Check over here, make sure there's no dudes hauling from crack. Okay, and then once you get that up, you're gonna sprint over to these porta potties. Kind of keep a left, or you could even free look like this. Look at Fortress as you're running. I'd chill right here. Get some stam. Pack a mag maybe. Look around. Check left. And once you feel confident, I would sprint over to this side of Fortress. You can do 1 or 2 things here once you get to this point. You can either go down here and extract if you're really heavy, which you probably will be if you made it all the way through that. Or you can go up and loot as well. I'm going to show you the loot spots because this first initial video, I just want to show you guys where you can loot and, you know, the boxes and where you should be looking when you're inside these buildings in case you didn't know. So if I'm in Fortress, Armory is what I call this room. Has a bunch of crates. It's got 2 jackets. Got this crate, med box, cases in the case, big box. Really good stuff you can find in here. Noted, this place can spawn Rashala and his guards. So always, you know, be ready to possibly run into that if someone already didn't kill them. I've definitely run into it a few times trying to extract from here, and they kind of caught me off guard. And it just takes, you know, a mental note to be like, hey, there could be scab boss in here. Anyway, good food room in here, food spawns here, crate, bag. It's pretty much everything down here for the most part. Upstairs, you're gonna make your way up here. Fuel can spawn in this corner, which is nice. Big box right here. Toolbox. Run across this bridge, there's a med box right there if you want to loot that. Another big box. Another big box right here. For the most part, that's everything in Fortress that you can loot. But that's a lot of loot alone. You could theoretically push over to crack, but like I said, you're going to be so overweight at this point. There really is no point in making that trek. And plus, people that spawn on Big Red side and all that have probably already pushed over and looted it. Your best bet is probably just to get out with all the stuff you have. So you're going to make your way down these stairs again, the way you kind of came in. You're going to unlock it. This is with your factory key. You must have this to get the door open. And then you're just going to extract, just like so. Now that I kind of showed you the loot spawns and where things are on this side of the map, and this side of the map is really going to be your money maker, especially, you know, no one has keys for dorms at the moment. Anyway, now that I showed you these spawns and like where you need to be looking, I'm going to show you a couple more spawns that can be a little difficult to get over here to get this run to work, but it's still very possible. One of the big ones is going to be right here at Trailer Park. This one is probably the worst spawn on customs and is kind of furthest from a lot of things other than Big Red, but even that's not the best sometimes. So if you're going to do that, my suggestion would be to go here, through the wall, up this way, through here. You need to be careful right here though. You definitely need to be checking because obviously there's a bunch of spawns right here that players could be rushing this way to meet you. So be careful of that for sure. But to avoid that, I would just hit a left here, hug this wall. I'd be careful here though, because there is a spawn here as well. My guess is though, by the time you make it over here, they've probably booked it across. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but definitely note that for sure, because they could easily come back as well and come back for that action and run right into them. So after that, you're gonna want to cross here. You could take junk bridge. Personally, I wouldn't. I'd take main. I'd run through this hole in the wall, and then kind of path right back up through this hole in the wall. Through here, definitely be careful of here, because if some guys had the spawn of right here, it's definitely very possible that they're gonna meet you right about here and then fight. If not, they probably beat you honestly at this point. So it's not likely you're gonna fight right there. At this point, I would suspect they're in crack. That would be my best guess where these guys are, because that's that's probably the closest crack spawn in the game, is that blue spawn right there. Anyway, so when you get here, you're going to creep here. Definitely be careful of this hole in the wall. There could be guys in crack watching you. So you're going to go from here, basically right into crack. Definitely could be players, maybe not. Loot that up. Once you looted that up, I'd go this way. I would go furthest right of the wall that you can, basically. I would hug this right wall and just keep going right. I would go around, Fortress for right now. Unless you know Rashala's there and you want to fight Rashala and maybe get some loot that way, you go for it by all means. But my main goal, personally, if I get this far spawn, is just try to get over here. Because right now, on customs, this is your moneymaker. This area is just where all the money's located, especially this subsection of that area is where it's all at. That's really where you need to be. So once you cross here, I'd keep hugging this. You can probably go into old gas right here, loot giving tree, do that, loot gas. I'd hug this wall, hop up on train bridge. You could hit power, but there really is no point, because at this point your extract's going to be ZB12, ZB11 possibly, or ZB12 possibly, ZB11 for sure. So in my opinion, there's really no reason to turn on power. I'd kind of just skip over power building. It's really not that great anyway. And I would rush this way. You could hit this building and this building. It's decent loot in there. I'd make your way back over here, and then I'd pretty much go hit a right immediately once I go through this gate. So once I go right through here, I'm at this gate. I'd cut a right here, walk through this, come up this way, and then go straight into USEC from there. Loot that up. It could be already looted, or you're a really good chance of actually running into dudes here as well. So be ready to firefight. That's just the bad thing about spawning all the way on this side of the map. It's really tough, unless you have dorm skis, which no one really does at this point, at least good ones. So once you looted that up, I would pretty much head out the back door right here. I would go straight to probably not ZB11 actually. If I got that, I'd probably go right here to factory, hit this with the scav, and then hit ZB11 since it's literally right there, or the ZB11 building, since it's right there to extract. And then I'd pretty much extract. You know, you still have these stashes as well you can hit on the way. There's some stashes right around here you can hit. There's a stash in by old gas you can hit. There's a few of those scattered around. But as far as that spawn, that's the route I would take, for sure. That's gonna be your best bet to get the profit. And I'm telling you, these money runs, you can make good money. I made every run. I'm at minimum, I'm making 300k minimum, and then that's rare. I'm mostly walking out with like 500, 600 thou every time. One other one other spawn that I'd like to talk about is the one that is typically best for dorms, which is right about here. But it's, like I said, known as geese. So what I would do if I get here, I would immediately start sprinting this way. You could loot up here. It's not a bad option. I typically wouldn't though. I'm typically just trying to get as fast as I can over there. So what I would do is I'd pretty much start here. I would go by gas for sure. So I'd come in here, check if Rashala is there, and if Rashala is not there, I would probably go into gas, loot gas, and then I would go into checkpoint right here. And again, you need a factory key to open checkpoint, obviously. Factory key really opens up a lot of doors. If you have it, I would highly suggest buying it possibly, depending what it's on the flea. I know it's early wipe, so that could be tough. But you do factory key through here. I'd flip on power from here. You could loot through power. I would honestly just try to save time though and skip power. I'd pretty much make a beat line to here, take a right again, go back into USEC, and then I'd probably run to these two buildings right here, hit the stashes, etc., and I'd probably path back up this way. You could hit tech van right here as well, which would be nice. But after hitting tech van, I would jump over, make my way this way, go to old gas. From old gas, loot all that up. I'd run this way, pretty much eyeing down stronghold at this point, checking that out. I'd run in there, loot that. I do have extract. If my pockets aren't full, which I don't know how they wouldn't be unless you've hit this main area, which is the jackpot honey hole of loot, in my opinion, of customs, minus obviously marked room. Once you've hit that, your bag's pretty full, and stronghold as well. That's a lot of loot. You could go theoretically to crack, but honestly, people from this side have probably already been there, because people on Big Red, that's like a big spot for them to hit, because everyone on this side of the map is going to be hitting USEC and all those other places. So I wouldn't hit it honestly at that point. I'd probably just extract for sure, unless you know for like, you know it's not hit, but you don't. So I don't know. I wouldn't go. I'd get out of there for sure. I hope this drawing of the map somehow helps you guys like visualize where you need to go and where you need to be. I wish I could do, you know, a walkthrough of every spawn, but that'd just be ridiculous. So I thought maybe drawing it through could help at least some bit. I hope you guys like watching this, and this, you know, whole walkthrough has helped you guys. If you ever want to catch me live, I stream just about every day. I do not really have a schedule right now, but I'm trying to make YouTube videos more often for sure. If you want to catch me live on Twitch, you know, CPT_4leaf. I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and if I get some feedback, like, subscribe maybe if you want to see more. Let me know if you like this kind of video, because this is kind of new. I've never done really like an informative video of a game. I've always just kind of done gameplay itself. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for watching.